Hi, I'm Kristin Duncan. I'm a real estate agent in Greater Orlando, Florida, and today I want to talk about new construction. This market is different from the existing home market, and it is really ever changing. So this is kind of my fall or late 2025 market update on new construction in the Orlando area. So a lot of buyers are heading that direction. They are going to new construction, and let's talk about why. These builders can sometimes offer lower interest rates than you can get on a resale home. So these builders have purchased mortgages before interest rates went up, and they can offer them to you sometimes a point and a half lower than the average going rate for interest rates. So you can see how that would be attractive to buyers. They are trying to close out homes right now. They need to get some things off their books before the end of the year. So they are offering possibly to pay your closing costs, possibly design center incentives. They're just really coming in strong with the incentives right now, trying to sell houses. So that can be a big benefit to you as the buyer. And of course, there's the usual things that come along with new construction. Hopefully you don't have to worry about your major components for a really long time, like your roof and your AC, and possibly warranties on the home, and of course choosing your options if that's a thing with that builder. So those are the benefits right now of new construction. So here's what I really want to talk to you about, and that is representation. So if you are considering new construction at all, the first step should be to reach out to your real estate agent, hopefully us, my team. And here's why. The builders typically pay us. In my nearly 15 years in real estate, I can say 99.999% of times the builders have said, yes, we will pay you your real estate agent. So it doesn't cost you money. But not using us typically doesn't save you money. I also have never in my career seen builders pass that savings on to buyers. I'm not saying it never happens, but I can't even think of an example of a time where I have seen a buyer not use a real estate agent and that savings gets passed on to the buyer. Typically, that just is a savings for the builder or possibly a bonus for the sales rep in the community. So if you are looking at new construction, builders won't tell you this, but a lot of times if you don't have us as agents put in the first phone call or go on the first visit with you to the community, we can't represent you. And that means even if you're just driving around on a Saturday, think you'll pop into a new construction community, a lot of builders will say, you didn't come with your agent, no representation. Or you can be represented, but buyer, you have to pay them. So it's as simple as that. Let us know if you're even considering new construction and let us do some of that legwork for you. Now I'm going to give you an example of why this matters and not why I'm just trying to make extra money, why representation matters. I have numerous examples over the years, and some new builds go very smoothly and some do not. So here's one example. We had a buyer, executive level, brilliant woman, really someone I admire, who was going to the final walkthrough of her new construction home. And, beautiful property, high price point. And we walk in and she says, everything looks great. I'm so happy. I can't wait to close. And I said, wait just a second. Let me take a closer look. And we noticed that the ceiling texture was not right. It was blobbed up in some areas. It was lacking. There was none in others. It almost looked like the sprayer had maybe run out of texture or something. And this is an expensive house, and it was a lot of square feet. To redo this, the house would need to be empty or completely covered, and it would all need to be redone. So if she ever went to sell, this is something that I think a buyer would notice and say, hey, this doesn't look right. And this person whose home it was, smart person, they're just not, housing isn't their specialty. So they did not pick up on that the texture was incorrect. To get that redone would have been thousands of dollars when they went to sell the property. So that is one example of somewhere where we can fight for you and say, this isn't correct. And we had to really elevate that to the corporate level of that builder, but it did get fixed for her. Another example is market conditions. Talk to us about what your plan is. I have had so many people over the years say, I went into new construction, I didn't need an agent, and then 3 years later, 5 years later, they are ready to sell. And we cannot get their money back out of the property. So this might be because they improved it, they spent too much at the design center. It could be that the area has so much new construction going on that this is not a good community for a 3 or 5 year plan. So truly talk to us about your plans, because we will be honest and say, if you're trying to sell this in X number of years in this area, it may or may not be a good idea, or it's not a good idea to do this, but this upgrade is worth it. So I can't stress enough that this isn't just about us as real estate agents making money. This is about us caring about our clients, wanting to see them succeed with their investments. I mean, my real estate investments are my number one asset. They are my retirement, and I want to treat yours the same way. So please contact us if you are considering new construction. We would be happy to speak with you. It is not an issue. And just remember, it can be an amazing option for so many home buyers. And have representation. That builder's rep, they're nice, they're personable. That's why they have that job. But their sole job is to represent the builder and not you. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm not trying to scare you away from new construction. I just want to make sure you have the best possible experience and make the most out of your asset. That's what we all want, right? So if you have any questions, please let us know. We'd be happy to help you with anything new construction related. Thank you.